If you were to guess, even if you think you're making it up.
It's patches of grass and sand.
And patches of sand, yeah, and grass, very good. And as you begin to walk in this place, you could sense it in your feet. Are your feet bare, or are you wearing anything on your feet?
Bare.
Bare. What do your feet look like? Are they male or female? Just sense it.
Sure, they're children's feet.
They're children's feet, yes. And if you were to guess, how old are you there? Just see the number in your mind now.
6.
6, very good. And are you a male or female?
Male.
Male, very good. So take a moment now and notice how you're dressed in this place. Look at your legs. Look below your waist and above. What's the first thing you notice?
Ripped overalls.
Ripped overalls, very good. Tell me what else you notice.
Rolled up to my knees.
Mm-hmm. And what is this place in which you are there? What is with sand and grass? Keep walking a little bit more. The more you talk, the more you'll know. What do you notice?
There are some trees, but then there are also, I think, dunes.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond the trees.
Some trees and dunes. And what do you imagine is beyond the dunes?
A town.
Very good. Is that where you live?
Yes.
Very good. So I'm going to count from 1 to 3. When I get to number 3, you'll be in front of the place that you call home. 1, 2, and 3. What does your home look like?
A cabin.
A cabin. Mm-hmm. What's around this cabin?
Dirt roads.
Mm-hmm.
A few other shacks or cabins.
Yes. Are there any animals around, or do you see any crops or anything like that?
Yeah. Farming wheat or something, and goats.
And goats, very good. And do you have any responsibility for any of these?
I don't think so.
Okay, very good. So I'd like for you to go ahead and go towards your cabin and tell me how it is that you get inside.
Just a flap over the door opening.
Mm-hmm. What's the first thing you notice as you go inside? Is it light or dark in there?
There's some light through a window.
Mm-hmm. And what do you notice?
One of those old iron stoves.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
A rocking chair.
Mm-hmm. Is there anybody in the cabin with you?
No.
No. So as you're going through the cabin, I want you to just sense who else lives there with you, if anybody. What do you sense?
Family.
Family. Mm-hmm.
Grandfather and parents.
Very good. So let's do something. I'm going to count to 3. When I get to number 3, you'll go into a moment in which you are eating with your family so that you can see who's there. 1, 2, and 3. Notice where it is that you're eating.
small table inside the cabin.
Mm-hmm. Who is there with you?
All three of them, mother, father, grandfather.
Mm-hmm. So notice what you're eating. Look down. What's there?
Bread, some sort of meat,
Mm-hmm.
corn.
And corn. Which one do you like the most?
I think the corn.
Mm-hmm. So just pick it up and take a bite out of it and see what it tastes like. What's it like?
Juicy.
Mm-hmm.
Very not seasoned or anything.
Mm-hmm. So it's very plain. Mm-hmm. So as you're eating, you could look around the table and you look at the eyes of your family members. Notice if those eyes feel familiar. And you'll be able to also notice the relationship that you have with them. What do you sense?
Green eyes, very approachable.
Mm-hmm. Whose is that?
My mother's.
Mm-hmm.
There's also blue eyes, old eyes. There's the grandfather's eyes.
Mm-hmm. Do those eyes seem familiar to you?
The green ones do.
Mm-hmm. Who's next? Yes.
I'm not sure the blue eyes are familiar.
Okay. Are those their fathers? Or a grandfather?
The grandfathers.
Mm-hmm. Who else is at the table?
Father.
Mm-hmm. Does he seem familiar?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Who do they remind you of?
An animal.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like a bear.
Like a bear. Very good. So let's close this scene now. We're going to go to a moment in that same lifetime in which something very important happens to you. A poignant moment. 1, 2, and 3. What's happening? Notice where you are.
It's a bigger town.
Mm-hmm. How old are you there?
40s or so.
Mm-hmm. What's happening in this town?
Some kind of weekend fair or celebration type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Are you by yourself or are you with someone?
By myself, looking at the festivities area.
How do you feel?
Lonely.
Mm-hmm. What has happened with all of your family members?
They're dead.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to touch in with those emotions. Being in this festive place alone. What's the most difficult moment of all of this?
Seeing children playing with their parents.
Mm-hmm. And when you see children playing with their parents, what are your physical reactions?
Seems rather angry.
Mm-hmm.
Like a churning in the gut.
Mm-hmm.
Bitterness and regret.
Mm-hmm. How is this all now affecting you in the life as Paul? What does it make you do?
I'm crying.
Mm-hmm. Yes. When you cry about this, what does it prevent you from doing?
Prevents me from being angry.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So I'm going to count from 1 to 3. When I get to number 3, you will go back to see what decisions were made in your life that have made you so lonely in that life. 1, 2, and 3. Find the pivotal moment. What's happening?
Fire.
Fire. What happens?
It's the cabin burning.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more about this.
I knocked a candle over and it lit the cabin on fire.
Mm-hmm. What happened next?
Part of the roof collapsed.
Yes.
I didn't tell anyone about the fire, and my grandfather was trapped inside.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
My father's left already. He's not there. Hasn't been for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Father left the family. Where's Mom?
Where is Mom? And both my parents are gone. They were together.
Mm-hmm. And they left you there with your grandfather?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to notice how old you are there.
Older than when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
When I first.
So I want you to notice now what happens, what decision you have made about what you've just done.
I'm running.
Mm-hmm.
It's night.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Where do you go?
Into the forest.
Mm-hmm.
To the next, to the town.
Mm-hmm.
Or the larger town.
Yes. What emotions are you feeling?
I feel unforgivable.
Mm-hmm. Say that again.
I feel unforgivable.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So what do you do with that decision? Where do you go?
To the town where the festivities are later.
Mm-hmm.
To stables.
Yes.
Take a horse.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Go back to the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And it's already past sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
It's already all burned.
Yes.
Except for the stove.
Mm-hmm.
And I weep.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Feel it. Feel the emotions.
I'm angry my parents aren't there.
Yes.
But I know they won't forgive me either.
Mm-hmm. What happens next? I want you to go further on in your life and see what happens. Advance a little bit more.
I'm working in the town for a blacksmith.
Mm-hmm. Yes, tell me more.
Not treated very well, but I think it's penance or something.
Mm-hmm.
Seem pretty much a loner other than the blacksmith.
Mm-hmm. Yes. How old are you there?
20 or so.
Mm-hmm. So you basically stay on your own.
Yeah, not far outside the town.
Mm-hmm. I want you to feel this heaviness that you feel. Taking the abuse from the blacksmith. What are the things that you say to yourself?
You deserve it.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right, let's close the scene. I want you to move forward to when the next major thing happens in your life. 1, 2, and 3. Where are you now?
I'm picking berries with a woman.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel with her?
It's conflicting. It's desperate and also comforted.
Mm-hmm. Look into her eyes, the eyes of the window to the soul. Have you seen those eyes before?
Mm-hmm.
What happens next?
She dies in childbirth.
Is she your wife?
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm. Notice how this makes you feel. What are the things that you say to yourself as you watch another one die?
It's just more of what I deserve.
Mm-hmm. Take a moment and just feel that grief for a while. And as you do, I'm going to count to 3. When I get to number 3, you're going to go to the last day of your life in that lifetime. 1, 2, and 3. How old are you there?
"40 or so, it's the day of that festival."
Mm-hmm. What is it that you're doing there? Yes.
Seeking reasons not to kill myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't find it.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do?
It's hanging.
What do you do with next?
I hung myself.
From where?
A tree.
Mm-hmm. Where is your soul when this body is hanging? Yes, where is your soul?
In the gut.
In the gut? Mm-hmm. What happens next? As that body is hanging, where do you go to next?
It's light, just yellowish white light.
So I want you to look back at that life that you just lived. What was the most difficult part of that life?
Losing the child and the child from her mother, the lover.
Mm-hmm. How is this now relatable to your life as Paul? What does it make you do?
I've had the feeling of being unforgivable.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if I have reasons for that.
What does that prevent you from doing in the life as Paul?
Feeling love.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So listen carefully. I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. And when I get to number 1, I want you to be right before you make that decision to kill yourself. But this time, I want you to experience it all of the physical feelings, all of the emotions, everything that your body goes through. 3, 2, and 1. Where are you when you make that decision?
Still watching the kids playing with their parents.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Notice what you say to yourself.
No one will love you.
No one will love you. Yes. So what do you decide to do?
Find the rope.
So what do you do next?
Ride off pretty far into the forest.
Yes.
Fast.
Yes. What do you do next?
I pray.
Yes, continue. What happens next?
I eat something.
Yes. What happens next?
Having second thoughts.
Yes. What happens next?
I still deny it. I believe I'm unlovable, unforgivable.
Yes. What do you do next?
Get off the horse and tie the rope on the tree.
What does your brain think before your soul leaves that body? What's the last thought?
I can do better.
So allow your soul to leave that body now. And as you look back at that body and that life, I want you to talk to that man who just died. I want you to give him some wisdom. Is he unforgivable?
Never.
Talk to him.
Perfect forgiveness is instant.
Yes. And I want you to see around you those souls that have died. Your grandfather, the mother of that child, those that you loved. What do you say to them now?
I'm sorry.
Is there anything for them to forgive you for?
No.
What does your grandfather say?
He loves me.
Feel his love. I'm going to sound the tuning fork, and I want you to feel his love as it comes to you. Receive his love. There was nothing for you to be forgiven. He loved you unconditionally. And you could see he is not dead. His soul is alive. Does he say anything else?
Welcome back.
Very good. And look at the mom that died, giving childbirth. What does she say to you?
It's all right.
So what do you say to all of those?
Thank you.
Can you forgive yourself for thinking that you were unforgivable?
choice.
So I want you to notice how it is that you're holding all of this grief, all of these emotions of being unforgivable. Where are you holding all of this in your body?
In the gut.
So I want you to go into that gut, and I want you to begin to pull out all of that energy that no longer serves you. Pull it all out. And now you could take that body that died, that is hanging there. And now that you are lighter and that you are full of love, you can go ahead and repair your neck. You can use your hands, you could suture it. I want you to go ahead and repair. And tell me when you're done.
Okay.
Very good. So let's take that soul into the light now, completely whole, knowing that you are forgivable, that you are loved. And as you go into the light, knowing that with the death of that body, that experience is over. And with the end of that experience, it no longer affects your soul in any lifetime. You are lovable. You are forgiven. And I want you to notice how that decision has been affecting the life as Paul. Have those words, those decisions of who you were, they've been affecting Paul?
Yes.
Very good. So, was that decision made in Paul's lifetime or a different lifetime?
Decision.
So that came from a different person, not the one that he's living now. So I'd like for you to repeat after me. I used to believe it was true,
I used to believe it was true.
but it's not true anymore.
But it is not true anymore.
And now make a new decision. You can make a decision like, I am lovable, I am worthy of love, whatever you choose.
I will love and receive it.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That's what I thought before you had.
Good. And with that, I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And I'd like for you to go ahead and take your soul to the place in which all of the information about harmonics resides. 1. Feeling your soul going through time-space. 2. Where the world is full of vibration. 3. Ancient mathematics, frequencies. 4. And 5. Where are you? What is this place?
I think it's in a crystal.
In a crystal, very good. Tell me more. Are you part of this crystal, or are you observing it?
I'm observing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like both a little. I was stuck inside, and I can also see from outside.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Tell me more about this place and yourself.
crystals within the tip capstone, pyramidion on a pyramid.
Mm-hmm. Are these the pyramids on Earth or somewhere else?
This is Earth.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
This is a very, very long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Yes, tell me more.
It's a rather lush valley.
Mm-hmm.
There's a river,
Yes.
and the pyramid is white.
Mm-hmm. Is it only one pyramid or are there several?
There are more.
Mm-hmm. But you're on this one?
Yes, it's not the largest, but it is large.
Mm-hmm.
All pyramids are large, I think.
Yes. And as you're on this pyramid, are you a part of the crystal on the pyramid? Or just observing it?
I can be, I'd say. It's we're both fractals.
Okay. Tell me more. The more you talk, the more you'll understand.
I believe it's a citrine
Mm-hmm.
that has been cut. Into a octahedron.
Mm-hmm.
Has many fractures within it. I think that's what I saw first, was I was a fracture in the crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Or within the fracture in the crystal.
Yes. And this capstone, is it all citrine or just a portion of it?
No, it's a like a metal cage.
Okay.
But geometric designed.
Mm-hmm.
Like a wireframe model or something.
And what is the reason or the purpose of this geometric cage around it?
To keep it there.
Mm-hmm.
And and continue the pyramid to a tip.
Mm-hmm.
The whole pyramid to a point.
Mm-hmm.
The edges of the pyramid travel up in stone, white stone.
Yes.
And then the metal continues the same, along the same lines.
So the cage is also the same shape as the pyramid?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Tell me more.
No, the pyramid is a reflection. The pyramid goes beneath as well.
Okay. Tell me.
Like the crystal. It's an octahedron.
It's an octahedron. Okay. Tell me more.
There's a point in the ground as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's It's like a dueling vortexes, or like a mirrored vortex.
Mm-hmm. What is the purpose of having this mirrored vortex from these pyramids? What does it do?
It focuses energy.
Mm-hmm. What kind of energy does this particular pyramid have? What is the purpose of this energy?
I believe it's inspiration.
Mm. And as part of this, do you receive this energy of inspiration yourself? Or do you emit it?
Both.
Both. Mm-hmm. How can one use this energy of inspiration?
To do anything.
Hmm. Do all pyramids have the same thing, or are they different?
They are different. These pyramids are not so different. They have different angles.
Mm-hmm. Do they have different crystals in the capstones? Different intentions?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me about
They seem
that?
related, though.
They seem related, okay. Can you tell me more about them?
They vary in size, but not shape. They're not perfect octahedrons. They're more like elongated or compressed ones or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they are in ratio to each other.
Mm-hmm. Are they meant to transmit together?
They can do that, yes.
Mm-hmm.
They have many purposes.
Okay. Are they all energetic?
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. So if one were to go to one of these pyramids without the capstone, would it be the same?
Not entirely.
Mm-hmm.
They would lose certain capabilities.
Yes.
But the capabilities would still be implied in their architecture.
Mm-hmm. So when crystals are emitting their energy with intent, the structures around it, do they get infused with any of that themselves?
When crystals are emitting, do they reflect the energy in themselves?
In anything that's around them? Do they infuse their energy in other things?
Yes.
Okay. So how does that affect those that are around the pyramids?
I believe it depends on what the crystals have been intended to do.
Mm-hmm.
And they provide some kind of it's not nutrition, it's like, it's not inspiration, but it's an energy, it's some kind of sustenance of some sort.
Okay, very good.
That's just one.
That's just one of them.
and others seem to improve mood or affect the physical body.
So let's go further back to where before you were on that capstone, before you were in that citrine crystal. Who placed all of this there? And how did you get to be there? I'm going to count backwards, and you tell me how it is that you made a decision to be with that pyramid. 3, 2, and 1. Where is your energy from?
The energy or love that has made all of things that are made.
Follow the source. What do you feel?
Truth. Grace. Love.
Yes. Is your soul part of that truth, grace, and love?
Yes. Fractal of it.
So I want you to go to the moment in time in which you chose not to be within truth, grace, and love. What was the reason your soul chose?
To help the whole, both on earth and without.
Yes. And how has the soul been doing that in the lifetime now as Paul? How has he been helping?
He's presented challenges to those that needed them. He has presented love to those who had needed it. He has inspired some who needed inspiration. He has taught forgiveness to some who needed forgiveness.
Has he forgotten to forgive himself?
Yes.
Talk to him now.
You don't have to ask to be forgiven, but you might need to ask yourself, if you're ready to be forgiven.
Are we ready to do that today?
Yes.
So I'd like for you to go to a spot in which you feel comfortable. Perhaps a log in the woods, maybe a campfire, something. And I'd like for you to surround yourself with all of those that you need to forgive or receive forgiveness from, or all of those that you need to finally get rid of all of these feelings that you've been holding all along. And tell me how many are around you.
Countless.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even. It's like the people get smaller and smaller into the distance and go around the horizon. It's
Very good. And if you're in front of a fire, a bonfire, I'm going to strike a tuning fork, and I want you to go ahead and release all of those things that you've been carrying with you for so long. Go ahead and dump it into the fire. Ready to start today, brand new. Taking better care of the body, the temple of this soul. Reaching out to those that may be lonely, and you can give them a smile, a friendly word. Allowing others to get close to you, knowing that you are lovable, valuable, and worthy of their love. For paying attention to all of the beauty around you and sending it love from your heart. And knowing that you came here on purpose, that you have come from that source that is truth, that is grace, and that is love, and that is you. In your eyes, 5 wide awake, completely alert, feeling wonderful all over. Welcome back. How was that?
it was quite nice.
Was it short?
I think so.
How long do you think it was?
An hour?
A little bit longer.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. And the thing with the capstone was really interesting.
Ah, yes.
Right?
Gems or
Citrine.
crystals. Yeah,
Citrine.
citrine crystal.
Are you into citrine?
I just bought one. There was like a. I haven't figured out exactly what it is yet.
Well,
it's like part of a geode, and it's almost bubbles or something. It's
well,
very
you were
interesting.
called to it for a reason because you have an attraction to it.
Yeah.
You've worked with it before.
Maybe I don't think. Oh, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't actually. I hadn't been interested in minerals, rocks, crystals much until more recently. I'd been gifted some here and there, but I never thought much of them other than as ornaments or something.
Wow.
And yeah, I've got a pocket full of them right now.
Ah, there you go. So do we want to keep this private, or you want to share any of it?
Do you think there's helpful?
Well, the past life was interesting, where you kill yourself, but I mean, I don't know if that's too gory for people.
No, I'm not.
So we could share the part with the past life and this capstone thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it'll be a short session, but still.
Sure. Yeah, you need some variety in your directions.
And we can call it. We could call the session "Truth, Grace, and Love."
Oh, I like
How
that.
about that?
They're all kind of synonyms now, I believe. It doesn't feel that long. And I did eat earlier, by the way.
And your stomach was growling.
Yeah. I think almost from the beginning.
That's one of the signs of hypnosis.
Interesting.
So thank you all for watching this. This is kind of interesting. We did cut out a part which was personal. So anytime there's anything with family, we cut it out. But Paul, one of your concerns was, I'm afraid of not getting hypnotized.
Oh, right.
What do you think?
Yeah, the fear of failure.
And we did great.
I think so, yeah.
So you don't have that fear
Perfect
anymore.
Success, yes.
It was really nice. And you were able to, were you visualizing or just knowing? How did it feel?
I think it was a little column A, a little column B. Certain things were more vivid than others. And some other things I kind of had to feel outward to understand, to get in a picture, I guess, or a description of some sort.
Yeah.
A mix.
So Paul has come a long way. We're in Florida. Where are you from?
Initially drove from Denver.
That's a long ride. So
it got longer because we went to Vegas first, but yes.
He went the long way around.
Yeah.
So was it worth it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I believe so, 100%.
Excellent.
I think I had actually already succeeded just by arriving, so there was no need for the
You did
fear.
great today.
Thank you.
So what do you tell the folks about your experience? Was it worth doing this or what?
I believe if you have the ability to do so. Oh, you can do this virtually as well.
Yeah, you do it on Zoom too.
That's right. Mm-hmm. I see no downsides whatsoever.
Good. And we're not going to talk about what he experienced in the session, but do you feel that some of the pieces fell into place about your childhood?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And actually a couple of things came back that I didn't think I had remembered at all.
That's how it happens.
Yeah.
That's what it's like. So yeah, in hypnosis you do remember things from when you're really teeny. And we didn't go into the womb today, but sometimes you do remember a lot more than you even think.
One thing I noticed with the memory thing, well, we had talked earlier, I told you I believe I have a significant amount of past memory loss. And I was surprised.
What do you think now? Right? It's
Yeah,
still there.
It's still there. Not
It's
so much
hidden
up
away.
here, but in here.
It's in your subconscious, yeah. So listen, if you all want a session with me, just go to my website, albaweinman.com. Sign up for my newsletter. It comes out once a month, and depending on if I'm going to be traveling or doing any workshops or anything like that, you will get links to either in-person sessions here in Micanopy, which you could see it's beautiful here.
I had no idea how to pronounce that until right now.
Micanopy, or you can do it online too, so I have sessions online. So just sign up, albaweinman.com, and I hope I get to see you soon, all right? Much love to you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Can I get a hug?
Yes. I was going to ask.